I'm a little late. I try to get on at 8 o'clock, but let's see if we can get some people to join in. Yeah, here we go. We got a few people joining in. David, Cowboy Swami's joining in. Buddy Clayton, Lyndon, Brad, Craig, Desmond, Todd, Pete, John. All right, everyone's joining in. Ben's in here. Patrick. Yeah, everybody's doing the quarantine. It's like all the states. If you're in the United States anyway, a lot of the states are doing the. I guess I don't know what are they calling it exactly. The it's not really a quarantine. I guess we're just supposed to be just chilling out for a little while, right? Yeah, stay at home. Yeah, stay at home order. You know what? This time is wrong on this, isn't it? How come no one's correcting me on this stuff? This thing's like an hour off. So you gotta hit the mode button here. Hold it down for set. Good there. Good there. We need to adjust that. TC's been hanging out in the house for a week. Wait, what'd you say about? Yeah, post offices are still open. John's also in Michigan. Let's see, what time is it, guys? About 8:13 maybe, something like that. That's close enough. Wait, that's not the alarm, is it? I think I just set the alarm. Yeah, that's better. Okay, sorry, that was bugging me, guys. And I decided to wait till I was on the live stream to adjust it. So, all right. Let's see. Michael asked Rob, best field watch under 500. Sales everywhere online. Yeah, I mean, there's a range of them there. Depends on what you really want to classify as a field watch. My one watch that is an automatic watch, so that it's kind of like a field watch, is my Borealis Adraga. I really like that one. So, and Ben picked up a SRP 309. Good choice. My buddy Doug's checking in. Junior also from Michigan. Yeah, post offices are still open. Yeah, I picked up some packages at the post office today. They delivered some packages. I dropped off a couple of packages. Steven is saying no money for watches now. So a lot of people are going to be in that situation. And I hope to further talk about what we can do in this hobby that is either very inexpensive or free. And some of it really is just being involved in the groups, in the forums, in the Instagram, with YouTube channels, with whatever media like the podcast and all of that. So Cowboy Swami has lost a job. Hopefully that's not permanent. Hopefully that's a temporary situation. But I think now more than ever is the time that we all need to embrace the distraction of our hobbies, whether it's the watches or whatever you collect. If it's Beanie Babies, just be distracted. Just because we need to have a sense of humor. We need to have our hobbies, our distractions, also our physical activities, get outside the house. I've been doing some hiking. I'm going to get the bike up from storage, and I'll probably do some biking. I have a special thing going on with my actual day job now, too, and we'll talk more about that later. But Cowboys on me. Yeah, no kidding. To be able to have no mortgage or have your money kind of situated, that certainly is going to help alleviate some of the stress and anxiety that other people have much at a much higher level. So, and even with that, we're all kind of in the same boat. I think you're going to see some amazing, yeah, no F1, no sports. There's a lot of that stuff that's just not happening. So, I have, I'm going to kind of slow roll on the watch unboxing and stuff. We're going to take our time on this one. So, yes, somebody asked if I'm drinking champagne. I am drinking champagne, the champagne of beers. My father-in-law actually got me hooked on the, well, not hooked. It's not like I exclusively drank Miller High Life. I drank all beer, and this one I just like. So I bought one recently. So, all right. So, my good buddy Rich over at Saltzman's packaged up some watches. Now, these are watches that Rich said that they've just been kind of sitting on, like I don't know how else to say it other than they're just slow movers. So I'm like, yeah, send them over. I'll check them out. I'm always game to check out watches I haven't checked out before. So this is a was a Santo. I can tell you right away that leather strap feels really nice. So, man, that's a nice feeling strap. Decent size, not quite wire lugs, or almost like oversized wire lugs. Oversized crown. Oh, it's an automatic. I can feel it winding. There we go. Oh, that's pretty slick. This is kind of a fun watch. Nice smooth wind to it. No hack, so this is, without even looking it up, we're going to know right away that this is probably the Miyota 8 series one. So it's going to be like a 82 whatever, 19 or so. I forget all the model numbers for the Miyota movements, but decent looking watch. I like it. Nice little case that it comes in too. It looks like a 65 millimeter. It's large. It's a larger case, but sometimes that's just because there's like not much of a bezel. So a lot of it's 46 mil. I mean, it's a big watch. It's 46 mil, but it looks even bigger than that just because of the size of the dial. But I mean, it's a big looking watch. But there's a lot of guys out there with, if you got a 7.5-inch wrist or something like that, you can be able to rock that watch no problem. Ooh, that one just fell out. So this is another Santo. This is the Icon, much smaller watch here. Right out of the gate here, it kind of has like a military look to it. Dive bezel. This one's quartz. So far, it looks like it's hits the marks pretty good. I wonder what movement's in this one. I think he said I could. I'm pretty sure Rich said I could take the backs off these, and if he said I couldn't and I'm doing it anyway, then oops, my bad. It's a Japanese quartz, which is nice. Kind of a cool strap, almost like a louvered venting there. That's pretty sweet. So nice 120 click bezels. It's actually a decent constructed watch. I don't know what the price tags is. I mean, it says $275 there, but you know there's discounts on that stuff. Now this one feels like it's probably about 40. Yeah, it's like 40 and a half, something like that. That's kind of a cool one. I don't know much about this brand at all, so. Probably a dead mover, but I don't know what this box is. It just says time saves lives. Let me open it up. Might be another, no, this is a different brand. Hawaiian Lifeguard Association official watch. Well, it's official, guys. It's officially yellow. Wow. Never seen packaging like that. It's like full-on printed like jet skis and whatever else is going on there. Pretty wild. I don't know what this is. It's definitely bright yellow. Hawaiian Lifeguard Association 200 meter. They're really, really pushing that official kind of has me worried that it's not a very good watch, but nice bezel action. I like metal bezels. I'm digging the yellow watches. Screw down crown. Pretty nice. What was the price tag on this? I don't see a price tag anywhere. I'll have to ask Rich. Band's all marked up. I'll see if that can get cleaned up. All right, guys, I kind of missed a lot of comments there. Let me scroll back a little bit and let's take a look at some of this. Ben's locked down in Dallas. Hopefully don't run into any problems there. Let's see. Cooper just picked up a Casio Wave Scepter. Those are awesome. Bass player says, when are you going to review your new CW Trident? Got mine the other day from the sale. Quality watch. I've been wearing it and loving it, so I hopefully will do a video on that soon, and I'll talk more about like the video production and everything here in a little bit. But Rob, have you seen the new limited edition Bremont S500? I really want an S500 now. I have not. I typically don't look at that level, to be honest with you. Let's see. Doxa yellow. Doxa on yellow rubber or bracelet. The Doxa Beads of Rice bracelet is pretty sweet. Where's the large monster? Oh, yeah, I can get the... Yeah, you want the large lume monster over here in the live shot? We can do that. Did you see G-Shock Analog Frogman? Yes. My buddy Michael, a.k.a. Frogman, posted it up in our chat group, and he was obviously a little not happy that there was an analog one because he collects the digital, but to be honest with you, I thought it looked pretty sweet. I'll probably end up picking one up. Let's see. Yeah, the Trident is very nice, guys. Like, so I guess the real question is, and I'll talk about this when I do the actual review video of it, but is it nice enough to pay the full retail price? The $895, I think, is what the full retail is on it. Now, I would say yes, but with some exceptions, and we'll cover that in the review video. I 100%, I actually 100% agree that the full retail price is a valid price. I think if you want one and you just want to get it, then $895 is fine. The issue becomes, I think, when you're having it shipped to the United States, anything over, what I'm understanding is anything over the $800 mark is you're going to get tagged on. So it's not just the $895. You're going to get charged another probably $150 or whatever for the import fees or whatever they do. So now really you're paying over $1,000 for it. That's where I have the issue. So they almost need to adjust their price or do something to alleviate that. Otherwise, they didn't do it, but the watch costs more now. So the only other thing I could think to do is have a US distributor. And there's tons of already really good authorized dealers in the United States that would love to have Christopher Ward. And I think that's a relationship that they need to enter into. I think they're big enough. I think they have enough good branding and everything like that they need to set up at least one, just start to see how it works, an authorized dealer in the United States, and that'll alleviate a lot of that issue. Yeah, but basically you get that. It looks like you jump on the mailing list, Casper saying, and you get the $125 discount. Then it's worth it because now you're under the $800 mark. I mean, I paid $760 for this, and I haven't gotten hit with any fees yet. We'll see if we do, but at $760, it's a no-brainer, 100%. Let's see. So I got another watch here. This was sent in by David. I'm not sure if David's in the chat right now, but this is so my G-Shock fans are gonna like this watch. This watch is a custom watch. I've been asked to bring one of these on. I'm assuming this is some of the packaging that oh crap, I don't have a knife. Yeah, I do. I know Dirk's not watching, but this is my buddy Dirk actually sent me this knife. This thing is killer, and it's a good thing he did because I needed it right now, today, right here for that. This is the perfect size knife to cut that little transparent tape. Okay. So this is a mod watch that David built, and it's a full titanium case surround with bracelet, and this is how the watch came. Full white, which is really cool. I like the white G-Shock, especially coming into the warmer summer months and everything. Man, that's pretty cool. I do have an issue with that. Look how dramatic the there's something that doesn't seem right. Yeah, so that needs to be adjusted, which maybe I'll play with and put those ones back in. You shouldn't taper down that quick. It's just adjusted weird. It needs to be adjusted better. So, but this is a much more affordable way to get into a titanium G-Shock, basically, is to do one of these setups. So I'll do a full video on that soon. We'll talk about that. That's kind of a fun build because you can get pretty creative with it too. All right, what else do we have? Let's see. Rob, have you seen the pictures of the new G-Shock Square metal with the grid lines engraved into it? Yes, they're like laser engraved into it. The G-Shock that I'm more interested in is the, oh shoot, what is that model number? I just sent it to my chat group too. I'm gonna bring it. They'll probably be selling them soon, but it is it's kind of squarish, but it's a little more vintage looking. I can't remember what the heck they are. Yeah, that's like the Chinese titanium. I mean, it's still titanium. It's pretty slick. They have like you know, different. They have metal ones. They have like the heat treated like rainbow looking ones. They have a bunch of them. Let's see. Let's do. I got a box here from my buddy Mimo. Yeah, Billy Bob, thank you. The GBX 100. Go look up that. The G-Shock GBX 100. I'm definitely game for that. Excuse me. This is a really larger packaging than I thought. So this is a Hamilton shot, I guess. I don't know. This is a watch that my buddy Mimo sent over from Mimo's Jewelry. This is a special edition Hamilton. It comes in this really cool. And check out this. I mean, this thing's huge. Look at this leather, and it's super smooth feeling, really nice leather. I'm assuming this brand does stuff with like leather stuff. Could be wrong, but wow, this is really nice. Man, that is some really good leather. Yeah, check this out. I mean, it's a larger watch. I don't know what size it is, but check out that dial too. Really beautiful green dial. It's an automatic with a display. Yeah, the leather is just superb. So whatever this company is, they must do the leather. I'll have to look it up when I do the video. I'll do the research on it. But this is a larger watch. I don't know. Yeah, this is like a 46 millimeter Hamilton. So you think that other one was large. This one's definitely large. But wow, it's killer looking. So big thanks to Mimo for sending that in. I'll do a video on that very soon as well. There's so many good looking Hamiltons out there. The finishing on them, the price, the discounts you can get on them, all that stuff is very good. All right, let's see. I got a bunch of watches in this one, so we're going to have to slow down a little bit. So now that we have like over 100 people watching, The Hamilton is so this is that limited edition or special edition. There's the number if you want to look that up, but it's there's a retail on it, 1145, but it's this brand, let me grab the main flyer here. And this is what the pouch that it comes in, and then the inside looks like that. So yeah, there's a picture of what it actually looks like. Pretty slick. Yeah, you can tell they do custom leather and stuff. They got an old stitching machine there, and oh, they must make leather jackets and stuff too. Very cool, very cool. So I know a lot of people are getting messed with, or not messed with, but like having to make special arrangements with their work, their jobs, working from home, all that good stuff. I am actually, I don't know, I'm not even really working from home. I'm actually doing I'm going into reserves basically. I know that sounds kind of military. I'm not in the military, but my job, my position, we want to make sure we have people just in case people get sick. So for me personally, I'm going to be at home for 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, you guys are probably going to hear way too much from me. So yeah, Andre's laid off. A lot of people are getting laid off or maybe even let go with all the uncertainty and everything like that. I am actually going 2 weeks into reserve, so I won't be working at my day job for 2 weeks unless something really bad happens. Then they'll call me up and I'll have to go. But for the next 2 weeks, I'll be off, and then I'll go back on, and then other people will go off, and that's to reserve, a body count. So Cooper asked, Rob, how did you get Saltzman's watches to sponsor you, and how did you find out about them? I live in Rhode Island, didn't realize they were that big. So Richard, the sales manager at Saltzman's, actually reached out to me, and that's mostly just because of the grind that I've put into this channel and the growth that it's accomplished. So yeah, they reached out to me. They reached out to a few other channels, and it's been so far it's been a really easy, good relationship to work with. They seem like a very solid company to work with. So I'm happy that we're currently working together. Who knows what the future is going to hold? They used to work with TGV. So when TGV kind of outgrew whatever methods he was doing, for sourcing materials for the channel, and then also, taking that job at the watch box and everything like that, it kind of a conflict there to work when he was actually being employed by him. So, yeah, I'm not really sponsored. I don't know how to explain it. Like, they don't pay me, they don't give me a watch. Like, they send me watches, I can do a video, I give them a plug, so that way, if people want to buy from them, they can, and then they pay for the watch to go back. So I don't know if that's really sponsored. It's more of like they're just contributing to the channel as far as helping out with content, but they get something from that relationship as well. So Rob, if you could only choose one watch or one, would you pick the Zen or the? How dare you? How dare you ask that question? The Zen or the Christopher Ward that I just picked up? Like, first of all, I wouldn't make that choice, but just to appease your question, I would pick the Zen. But I can easily explain that. The Zen, you're not going to get one of these. This was it. They did the main run, and then they're sold out, and that was it. So now they're done with them, right? So you're not going to be able to get another one without paying a premium. The Christopher Ward, you can go buy on their website right now and go buy one. And Christopher Ward does have limited edition ones, which are slightly appealing to me, but I wanted this white dial. Yeah. So, and the Zen is kind of a lot more money, and will continue to be a lot more money. As far as being a better watch, it's a different watch. I don't know that it's a better watch. It's just a different watch. So let's open up a few more watches. I'm legit actually going to have to put some of these out of the way because I kind of went from worried about having watches to unbox for you today, which is not a big deal. If I wouldn't have, then I was just going to do a live stream with me talking to you and maybe have a guest and stuff like that, which in the future I'm going to probably do more of that. Do I like the white dial? Yeah, I love the white dial. It's awesome. What do I have on the table? I have a little plethora of watches on the table. So next up is going to be so my buddy Doug, who has actually sent in quite a few watches in the past, has sent over another full box of watches, and some of them are pretty sweet. Actually, most of them are actually basically brand new. So let's just open into them. And we'll Google over them, Google over them, whatever. We'll enjoy the presence of these watches. Oh, don't! Dang it, Doug. He sent me a blue coral monster, brand new. Oh man, I just sold one of these. I'm so bad when it comes to like Seiko monsters. Like every time one comes on the channel, I instantly are like, ooh, shiny monster, I want it, but I have to resist a lot of these. I don't think you guys realize how difficult it is to not just own all of these watches. Like they have to go through, sort of thing. So, well, get a hold of me on that one because that one's sweet. That's one of my favorites as far as overall just beautiful looking monster is definitely the blue coral monster. Now the jade monster, I think I would enjoy wearing more, but they're both awesome. So here's another brand new Seiko. This is the new King turtle. And this is the OD green one. So this is the first time seeing it, or the grenade one. This one definitely you can call the grenade one because, well, it's like military green and it's got like the grenade pattern on it. So definitely fits the description. Excellent bezel action. You know what this thing needs? It needs to be put in an SKX case. That's what it needs. This dial in assembly in an SKX case would be insane, right? And so SRPE, this is the US one. So looks pretty good. I'm digging it. So there'll be a full video on that soon. Let's see, what else do we have? Looks like I gotta get the knife out because he taped these. No, I'm not. I'm joking about that. I'm not gonna gut that thing. So this is another Seiko. I'm getting buried in boxes here. Have we seen the big bubble? Yeah, I haven't personally like held it in my hand or whatever, the big bubble one, but man, Doug went on a buying spree again. He keeps doing this. So what is this? This is just a brand new SRP 777, just a clean classic turtle. Like really, when you guys are looking at the turtles and stuff, as much as the King turtle is awesome, just to own a regular, good, clean, classic SRP 777, just hard to beat. I can already see this one doesn't line up perfectly, but oh, it's the Roman, it's got the Roman day wheel in it too. That's awesome. So this one would probably be a good one to mod maybe. I mean, it almost lines up, but I would consider modding this one or something. But I mean, it lines up good enough where I think it would be fine. But all right, what else do we have? Oh, this one's really packaged up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to open it. No, Doug does Doug, man. He just He does his thing. Quite frankly, I like that Doug buys all this stuff, so because it helps me see some crazy watches. I mean, I know other people send in watches too. A lot of you guys do, but I'm trying to open this. This thing is like packaged like crazy. Like this is I don't think Doug ever even opened this. So the only thing I can think of is he's got insomnia and he stays up, and then at about 3:30 a.m. when he's like basically in like this semi-conscious REM sleep but still conscious somehow, he ends up buying all of these watches. That's the only thing I could explain, I guess. All right, what do we have here? This is what is this? Oh, Doug. I actually wanted another one of these. I gotta try to cut this tape off without cutting the watch. So this is the SRPC 23, which is the anthracite dial, which is probably one of my all-time favorite SKX builds, is this anthracite dial. It's the bezel's upside down. Which actually lines up. Now this is a watch also, maybe I'll tell Bruce about this one. This is a particular colorway that Bruce really liked. And every time he gets in a Seiko Turtle, I tell him to keep it. Just, if nothing else, you might wear it a couple times a year, but it's really nice to have on the channel. But for some reason, he always sells them. But I might actually pick this one up. We'll see. For later on, maybe I'll do a build, or maybe I'll just hold on to it or whatever. I think that one right there is going to be one of those ones, much in the way that, like in the SKX series, there's some colorways that have come and gone that were never limited, and people just, they let them fly under the radar because they thought they were going to be fine. Bruce wants a Grand Seiko. Bruce wants a Grand Seiko, and he'll get one, and then he'll sell it. That's my prediction. All right, what is this? Ooh, a BFK. And it's running. Oh, a little low, but yeah, these are always really cool too. Closest thing you're probably going to get to like how I haven't actually handled one, but you know the Seiko Spork. This is probably about the closest thing you're going to get to one of those, the way it wears and looks and everything on the wrist, but still like crazy affordable. I better not put that there. Going Seiko heavy again, guys. These are just the links and stuff. I better keep those in there. All right, what is this one? I don't know if Doug's... I think Doug is on Instagram. I can't tell you. Doug is actually an alias, too. Doug isn't even his real name. I can't tell you who Doug is. It's top secret. All right, so here's another Seiko. Surprise, surprise, right? And brand new, still in the wrapping. But this is, well, similar to the model that I already have, but I modded. This is the, the 5KX, the SRPD 5.1. Pretty slick. I'm assuming Doug just wanted to check one of those out and see what it was like. Never sized it. I'm guessing he was just like, whatever, another Seiko. All right, trying to package this stuff kind of back up. All right, we have one more from Doug, and then I have one last box that is epic, and I'm definitely going to slow roll it. But... all right, so this one, wow, this one's really cool. I think there'll be some people excited about this one. Well, I mean, there's already a bunch of really cool watches on the table, but This one's also very cool. So here we have the Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. Now this is the 43 millimeter one, and it's the blue dial, blue bezel, and the blue on the dial is actually really dark. I really like the Tag Heuer Aqua Racers. Yeah, they're so good. They're thin, they wear great, they have good bracelets. I'm sure it's size too small for me. Doug's got a little bit smaller wrist than I do, but nice bezel action. You know, I just had that 41 on here, and that was sent in by Saltzman's. So, but this one's Doug's personal watch. That's very cool. Very, very nice. Oh, it's a little scratched up. So Doug was wearing it. That's nice, because most of the watches he sent over were actually like brand new in the package. It's nice to see one actually with some scratches on it. Louis checking in. What was the model number of the blue Seiko? I just handled the 5KX, which would be this one here. This is the, you know, the push-pull crown, the watch that, you know, some people say replaced the SKX. It's just a 5 sports one. This is the SRPD 5.1. And you can get some crazy deals on these, because I think initially they sold pretty good, but then they really petered out. So I think there's some pretty good deals out there. So 5KX, yeah, it's definitely the odd duck on the table here when you look at some of the watches on the table here. There's some really good ones. Let's see, what are the figures in the background? These are the Seiko nickname monsters. So a while ago, Bruce came up with nicknames for the Seiko nicknames. He had creatures created. So there's like this one, there's the tuna, there's the turtle, there's the samurai, shogun, all those. And this is the monster, which is the one I gravitate towards, the one that looks the most awesome, I think. So, and my buddy Jerry 3D printed those. This one actually holds watches in its paw here, or its claw, paw, whatever. And it actually glows in the dark, which at the end of the live stream, I will shut the lights off and you will see that thing glow. It's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, Billy Bob. Yeah, we'll definitely talk. Billy Bob's part of the Patreon group. He's actually one of the founding members, which will be closed soon. I'll probably talk on a separate video about all that soon, but about how the Patreon group is going to be changed soon. So, Cowboy Swami is asking tuna versus frogmen. I think tuna would probably be easier for everyday wear. The frogman, I think, is definitely a little more, like, if you're going to go hardcore, I think. Let's see. Yeah, glow in the dark. Well, there's other figures. There's other nickname figures that were created in the sense that they were drawn, and I have them on merchandise. Like I made a line of shirts, I made a line of hoodies, and I'm going to be doing baseball hats here soon as things calm down and we can actually get things produced. I will be doing that, but all of that stuff that I do is actually only going to be for my Patreons. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it for 30,000 people or however many people I want to do it. So it's just going to be for my yeah, and actually it's on the coffee mugs too. So if you turn this guy around, if you turn this around, it's actually on there too. So. Okay. Jim, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. You're going to miss the best watch of the night, though. Let's see. Would you call the SRP 455 the blue monster? I have you nickname the references. No, the SRP 45, I think a lot of people do call that the blue one. That one's the blue coral monster. So I don't know if each colorway of each model gets its own nickname per se. Some do, some don't. All right, guys. I was gonna wait a little bit longer, but I've been waiting all day to open this. I didn't even think I was gonna get this watch until tomorrow. So it's time to yeah, play with my new toy. All right, see you, TC. Thanks for chiming in. So, yeah, that's the anthracite SRPC 23 turtle in the background. So, I picked up a new Doxa. I ordered directly from Doxa. I've been talking to them, emailing them and stuff like that, and they are very slow. I am not very patient. So I decided to buy it anyway. And this is a different packaging than the last Doxa I bought. I had a sub, what is it, the 1200 or whatever they call it. And I had the Caribbean one, so the blue dial one. And I really liked it. But that one came in the tube. So this is different kind of packaging. Here they have. And they got their Phineas and Ferb guy on there. That's what that is. So, dun dun dun. So, as you can see, I went with, I forget what the yellow is called. Dang it. Drawing a diving star. Thank you. So yeah, beads of rice bracelet, and this is the sub 200. So, let's see if I can get this thing unwrapped. If I can always figure out where they put the clingy wrappy stuff here. It ends and begins somewhere. I don't know where. I can't see. There it is. It's on the top side. Usually it's on the bottom side. Wow, they must buy that stuff in bulk. That's way overwrapped. So I was very interested in seeing the sub 200 for a few different reasons. One, I think the case shape is awesome. It's very Omega-esque, you know, like the vintage Omega with the way the lugs are and everything, the lie lugs or twist lugs, whatever you want to call them. And then I wanted the yellow dial watch. I'm actually talking to another company right now too about a yellow dial watch. And there's just not a ton of information or videos out on the sub 200. I'm on the Doxa Facebook group, and there's a bunch of guys there that'll post up per request. I started a little thread, and a bunch of people commented. But I have to say, first impression, I think it's a great looking watch, but it is not like a sub 300 or 1200, or it's nothing like that. It is definitely not in the same league at all. It's still a nice watch. I can tell right away, but it is definitely not the same. Nice bezel action. Lines up good. They didn't put any of the micro hashes or anything on the bezel. It's a sapphire bezel, and then a sapphire crystal, and it's boxed and domed. It's got the Phineas and Ferb, or Jenny, whatever, I call it Phineas and Ferb, signed crown. It's going to be screw down, 200 meter water resist, all that stuff. It's going to have the ETA 2824 in it. Nice wind to it. Yeah, I don't know. It looks great. Quite a bit of, well, not quite a bit. There's crown wobble. It's not like insane or anything. It's definitely going to be legible. Well, there goes the spring in place. Yeah, it's not like the higher end Doxas at all, guys. But these are, I think, like $1,000. Whereas I think I'll talk more about it when I do the actual video. The sub 200 is cool and stuff like that, but I'm definitely not feeling the romance with this one initially out of the box as I did with the 1200 when I bought that. That is for sure. So it's still a cool watch, but it's not. It's entry-level Doxa. The beads of rice is really nice. The watch design is actually really cool. It's still pretty thin, especially if you exclude that boxed sapphire. It's actually got a really cool case profile. And if you have a smaller wrist, this will rock on a smaller wrist because the way the bracelet articulates right away. And the lug to lug on this thing is crazy short. It's got to be like 45 or 46 or something at most. Yeah, it's like 46. So it's definitely on the smaller side. So if you have a smaller wrist, it'll work totally fine. Yeah, the pastel blue looks really cool. That was the one when I showed my wife. She was like, "Oh, get the blue one." I'm like, "Nope." Getting the yellow. I was torn in between the yellow and the orange, but every time I tried an orange watch, I don't really care for it. It's pretty good on wrist. It definitely feels really good on wrist. I'll get it sized up and everything like that, but that's because it's so thin feeling in the case design. I'm a huge fan of those, the way the lugs are, twist or lie lugs or whatever you call them. That's a fun watch. It'd be a good fun summer watch with the yellow. The other yellow one I'm looking at right now, I'm talking to the guys over at Notice, and I might bring in a yellow retrospect. The case isn't as cool. It's a nice watch. The case isn't as cool, but the dial on the retrospect is awesome, and the lume is definitely good. The lume on this, everything I've read and have watched so far, is beyond disappointing. It's like just not good lume. So I don't know what the target audience is with this, other than it's an entry level Doxa or something, or I don't know. I don't know. The lugs, if they were to make the lugs longer on it, I don't know. I think I like the case design the way it is. I think it really does work. And then just rely on the bracelet for the rest of it. It really shows off the beads of rice. I think when you get that exposed a little bit on the wrist, I don't know. I don't think I really have any major complaints with it. I definitely think, especially after buying the Christopher Ward at the price that I did, I feel like this Doxa is dramatically overpriced. It should not cost $1,000. It should cost maybe like. I usually don't do this. I usually try not to like talk too much about like watches costing more than I think they should, because it's not a valid argument to even get into or have. So because it costs what it costs, they set the price. Either you're going to buy it or not buy it is really what it comes down to. And I bought it obviously because it's sitting in front of you. But really, yeah, I think Tennessee Mike, I think you're probably spot on, closer to like 6, and I would venture to say it's 6 only because it's definitely more than what you're going to see like micro brands at, and Dox is not a micro brand, but it definitely competes with the micro brands as far as like when you look at the quality and stuff like that. To me, it's I might catch hell for this, but like if you look at like a Borealis Estrel, if you were to throw a ETA in that or a Salida in that, that's basically a better watch than that, and it's not $1,000. Even if they were to put the Swiss movement in it, it's not $1,000. But it also doesn't have the brand heritage that Doxa has, and that's my biggest gripe. Is I feel like Doxa is 100% at this point like reliant on their brand name. And I know that's harsh, and I know a lot of people probably disagree with me, but that's just the way I feel. Whew. But I'll talk about all that too when I do the video of it. Yeah, the yellow notice is awesome. So I'll probably actually make that happen. We've been going back and forth, and I know they're crazy busy because they just did that run on the that limited 40 run on the retrospect. So letting them catch up on that. The video on the Christopher Ward, I don't know. I have a lot of videos to do, but like I said earlier, because I'm in reserves and now at work, so I won't be going to work in the morning to my day job. So I could potentially, I still don't plan on putting out more than one video a day. I'm still only going to do one watch video a day, but I'll probably do some podcast style type runs with some friends or something like that. So I'll be putting out a little bit more content, maybe even going live on Instagram or whatever people want to see. So, but as far as telling you exactly when I'll do the video on the Christopher Ward, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Let's see. Casper Media, thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Ward is like, the more I wear this and the more I look at it, the more I think the Christopher Ward actually sets the standard for a lot of other watches, both above and below its price range. So, and that's a bold statement, but I'm 100% standing by it. And now that I have the tag here, I can share that. I got a bunch of Seikos, and I can group all those together if you guys want to see like a comparison on how I justify that statement, where the Ward price wise for features wise, what you're getting. Unfortunately, I think to a certain extent you kind of have to exclude some of the brand history, which, yeah, the older logo Christopher Wards are awesome. Even that older handset is really cool. But I gotta be honest with you, I like this one more. Like, I've had plenty of opportunities to get the older ones, and I just didn't. I like this one way more. I have not tried Helm, and my favorite micro brand is still kind of Borealis. Let's see. Do I still have the tag? Did I have a tag? No, I didn't buy a tag. I have that one, but Christopher Ward's a beauty. I like the black one better. Let's see, Rob, what are your thoughts on the finishing on Monta watches? The sides look overly rounded, cheap to me. Well, I mean, I guess if that's your perception of smoothed out watches are, so if that's the way you feel about, to me it almost harkens to like how Breitling is, but not quite as much. And the reason I like a lot of the Breitling cases is because they're like hydroformed instead of like milled out of a piece of metal. Ooh, I got a nice little scratch on my Monta there. I personally like the polished finish and the rounded edges, and it's smoothed out. It's very smooth and sleek feeling. That's one thing I actually like about the Monta. That's what they were going for, and they 100% exceeded most people's expectations. If you like smoothed out watches, that's what this watch is all about. So if it's not your thing, then yeah, stay away from Monta. If you want something sharper, you can definitely look at some micro brands. A lot of them have some other micro brands. They'll have some sharper edges and everything like that. I personally don't like the sharper edges. Even the Zin actually has a couple of sharp, but not, well, it's kind of smoothed out, but the Doxa's not. I'm trying to think what else might have. I mean, the Ward is even kind of softened. I like the softer type feel of the metal, of the rounded out finishes and stuff. I think it wears nicer. See how you have like a little bit of belly there? It's like polished on the leading edge where it's going to sit on the wrist. I prefer that. That looks nicer. Yeah, I'll have to size that bad boy up in the morning. Yeah, the Samurai, most Seikos though aren't really sharp. They might have some sharp transitions, but I've had some watches on here that were like ridiculously sharp. And I'm trying to think, I don't think I have any right now. I'll look. But even those, you can soften them up. But yeah, so you ordered the Helm. I'm pretty sure I have not had a Helm on the channel yet. Yeah, there's some new, there's a ton of really cool looking new Seikos coming out, so. Oh yeah, the white dial, yeah, you're right. That white dial Samurai is very killer looking. I don't know why, but I'm on like a white dial kick lately. Let's see, Hilux Tacoma. The longest I've had a watch is my Seiko Orange Monster, and I bought that in, I think I'm coming up on like 6 years for that thing. That's a good question. Stark Syndrome. Did the Christopher Ward cut your honeymoon phase short with the Zin? It 100% did. I'm still gonna rock the Zin. Like I'm gonna be wearing the Zin here again soon. I thought I was just gonna throw the Christopher Ward on for a little bit and just really enjoy it, but it straight up has not left my wrist. And I've tried to introduce some other watches. I actually even tried to wear the Zin on my last road trip, and I ended up just switching back to the Ward. So let's see, notice field sector or the to sell Explorer. I would go with the field sector. That's me personally. I like the guys over at a Notice. Yeah, a lot better connection there with the brand owners. Case size on the BFK, I'll give you a measurement here in a second. Let's see. I like the tag Heuer. I have a black version. Gilbert's asking my thoughts on the Laurier microbrand timepieces. They seem like they're really well built. If I'm remembering right, they're on the smaller size, right? I can't remember. Rob, what thought process do you have when slimming down the collection? I'm at the point where I have to sell, or I'll be as bad as you. Hey now, I don't know. Something will click in your brain, and you'll just go into full sale mode, and just don't look back. Just do it. Help me out. SRP 777 or SARB 035. Both. They don't really compete with one another. They coexist. Time to take the U-turn back to Rolex. Nope. Thoughts on people only liking Heuer but not Tag Heuer? Close-minded much? Let's see. Rob, what would you use on the helm? Yeah, send me an email. Anita, is it and not Anita? How do you say your name? Ananda? I'm sorry, I'm messing up your name. On the helm, yeah, send me an email. I should have it linked in some old videos. Well, if you're the SARB 035, I know somebody that's selling one for a decent price. Right, but I'm broke. Oh. So don't buy right now, just window shop. Mike says selling the collection takes commitment. Yep, you just have to do it. You have to commit and just rip that band-aid right off. Ooh, silver dial khaki king. I would take that over the SARB 035, but that's just me personally. I know it's more of a field watch versus the SARB 35. Yeah, so the SRP 777 has actually been discontinued for a little while, but there's just so many in existence. But they're going to dry up eventually, and I don't know. We'll see. But much like the SRP C23 or whatever that is, those are going to go up in value at some point too. So, all right. So somebody wanted the case size on the BFK. It's kind of hard to measure this guy. Well, let's just measure the bezel. Wow, this thing's not easy to measure. 43, but I think it's bigger than that. I don't know. 43.4 maybe? It's actually not that big. 50 mil lug to lug. But again, it's so smoothed off and rounded out and everything. It's going to wear really good. It's weighty. It's got some big chunks in it too. This thing's definitely been worn. So, all right. So I am coming up on the hour, so I'm going to wind down, but I want to close you guys out with a lume shot, so you definitely can see the full 3D print monster here that's loomed out. And then, unfortunately, you're not going to see great lume on the Doxa, but we're going to see a bunch of Seiko lume, so that's really cool. So, yeah, we can check out the Zin again. Where is it? Oh, I got it over here. I put it away because I wasn't going to have room. I do not have the Baby Marine Master, the MM200. I don't. The Hamilton Intramatic chronograph is awesome. If you can score a good deal on one of those are killer. Let's see. After my Alpinist arrives, that's what I'm going for, khaki field. I actually have the newer, my wife forgot to bring it home, but the newer Seiko Alpinist without the inner rotating bezel. So somebody asked if the C Ward is going to stick around. Yeah, I have full intentions of actually keeping this. So I'm kind of slowly, and I'll probably do a separate video on that, but I have my main watch box, my what I call my quote keeper watch box, has 10 slots in it. So I've slowly chosen the 10 really good keeper watches that I want in there. And then I'll modify it from there and I'll have some room for movement and exceptions, and I'll share that with you guys soon. So, all right, guys, I'm going to sign off, but I'm going to close you out with a killer lume shot here. So there is no Rolexes in that box. There are no Omega in that box. There are no Breitling in that box. There's nothing like that. So pretty good lume throughout the table. The Doxa is slightly lackluster. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a shame. They had an opportunity to do some killer lume. Christopher Ward even has killer lume. And the Seiko 3D monster back here that my buddy Jerry printed is ridiculous. It is way too fun. If you are into Seikos, let alone, monsters or something like that, you guys need to pick one of these up. I'm telling you, they're under $100, and it's too fun. It's something, I guarantee you that later on in this hobby, if you stay in this hobby for a long time, say you stay in it long time, meaning like over 5 years, right? That these aren't going to be made forever. So it's going to be one of those things that you're going to have forever, and you're going to be like, wow, that was cool. That was a fun time in that hobby and everything like that. I'm glad I purchased that. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow for sure. Maybe with the Christopher Ward video. I appreciate you chiming in, and I'll check you on the next video.